Hey up troops, it's A Littleton here, and today we're going to look at mute site setups across 3 maps. Clubhouse, Oregon, and Chalet. Oh, sorry, I was muted there. We're going to look at where to place your mute jammers if you want to stop wall denial, or you want to play wall denial. We're going to look at where to place your mute jammers if you want to play intel denial to stop drones coming into site and in various parts of the map. Now, I haven't looked at every site on these maps. I've picked the 2 main sites from Chalet and Oregon and 3 main sites from Clubhouse. On each of those maps, we'll look at the site setups, rotations, reinforcements, and as I say, where to place your mute jammers for different types of mute setups. So without any further delay, let's crack into it. As always, like the video, comment on the video, and I mean this as well. Please let me know if you use any of these setups and they work for you. I genuinely mean that. I want to know if they work. Thank you. Let's get into it. So just before we get talking about the site setups, I'm just going to show you the loadout that I use on mute and what I think is the strongest. And let me just get this out of the way right now. I am not against mute MP5K. I'm not against it at all. The MP5K with a 1.5 scope is absolutely spicy. Just got to make sure if you're playing that you've got someone else with impacts or shotgun to make the rotates and the lines of sight. You are going to get a bit of stick if you play the MP5 because everybody wants to see mute, SMG11 and shotgun. But anyway, there's that out of the way. I'm not against it. I personally play shotgun and SMG11. I honestly think the SMG11 makes me a better player because I know I have to hit headshots. So yeah, I go shotgun, SMG11. On the SMG11, I go hollow, flash-eyed, avert grip. And on the shotgun, I go red dot and laser. Since bulletproof cameras have been buffed, they're actually a legit option to take, but when you've got a C4 as the other option, you can't really say no. So yeah, I go shotgun, SMG11, and C4. Right then, we're on Clubhouse. I will start down in the garage if we're playing wall denial mute. So wall denial mute will mute off both of these back garage walls. On this one, put your mute jammer sideways on, not this direction, because then it won't be able to get shot from the garage door. So from the garage door here, you can see that you can't see the jammer. So that's the 2 garage doors muted off. Obviously, you are not going to be able to stop the Habana opening the hole here that you normally find, but at least you'll be able to stop them making an entry hole. So the main breach. And then finally, construction breach. And that is wall denial mute on CCTV Clubhouse. And if we're not wall denial mute on CCTV cache and we are intel denial mute, we'll go 1 on the drone hole. Just make sure you're covering the drone hole with the range of it there. We'll go 1 on the external construction breach. Even though I said we're not wall denial, this is technically wall denial, but it's always nice to make sure that no one can get in there. I always then go 1 on CC window, and then I'll go 1 top red. Just on this angle here. Now, one thing I haven't done yet in terms of site setup, that's the intel denial mute setup that I do on this site. One thing that I haven't done yet is made a rotate up here, and I'm going to talk to you about the site setup, and I've waited to make that rotate so I can show you. So your 10 reinforcements, and they all get used up. 2 on the main breach, 1 on construction breach, 1 on external construction wall, 1 top red, 1 on the garage, and then there's 4 left, which go on the downstairs garage walls. I never see these reinforced in lower ranks, or I might see half of it done. Those 10 reinforcements are so standard and are so easy to do. Just get someone to come down here and do these 4 walls. If you wall deny them or not, it's going to cause more of a problem than having some sledge bowling his way through here with 40 seconds of the round left. You've got to funnel everyone through the door. In terms of rotations, we make a line here, not a rotate. Whoever's playing on rafters is pretty much going to give the life away or try and survive as long as they can in the round. If you make a rotate here, let's just say it's a twitch or a finker or someone without breaching charges or a way of getting through like a buck or a sledge. Let's just say it's a twitch or a finker who's coming up here or an Iana. They get to here and they can't get through this wall without breaching charge or a Zof impact or an Ash charge or something like that. So they're forced to go through this window, which you can then hold from top red. If there's 2 ways into this site and you're in like a 2v2 or something like that, it's a nightmare to hold from here on the rotate. and top red for the window, which is here. With only putting a line there, whoever it is that comes up to rafters is forced to vault through the window and making them more vulnerable. If you put a rotate in, granted whoever's playing on rafters will be able to come back through to site, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone who's playing rafters actually come back through a rotate that was here. And the reason for that is because this breach is 99% of the time open and someone's out on that balcony. Somebody's out on there. So no one ever comes back through this rotate anyway. So, yeah, I urge you to not put a rotate there. Just put a line aside so you can shoot down if you need to and protect rafters if you need to. But I urge you to not put a rotate there. The other thing I haven't done yet is a rotate. Obviously, there's one top red. But a rotate that I and most people put up here. So this is a rotate that is only vaultable from cache through to server to try and stop a plant if you hear something going down. It needs to be high enough so it's not vaultable when you're not on the table. Okay? So what you want to be doing is aiming pretty high to begin with to make your rotate. Pretty much like that. Now as you sprint and run off the end of here, you'll get a vault command which will allow you to go through there. And then you can stop a plant if need be. I can't vault back through there though. What you don't want to do is enable someone to come through the breach and just vault their way into cache. So that rotation there should only be vaultable from on top of the table in cache, like so. And that pretty much sums up CCTV cache. One more thing that I always do if I'm playing mute or smoke on this site is I'll make 2 shotgun holes pretty close to this reinforcement, just like so. That enables me to hold top red from an angle like this. Now be careful not to expose your feet to construction, but you can see the edge of the stairs there. That enables you to hold top red from here. And anyone coming up to top red, I guarantee you will not look through those holes. They'll be looking at the rotate, they'll be looking back to site. They certainly won't be looking through there unless you're playing against an absolute menace. Yeah, that's that side done. Okay, so downstairs on Clubhouse between Church and Arsenal, you can't really play wall denial mute here. You could deny back church wall, and after that was the case, you'd put one here and one there, but it's not very common at all, and I don't know if I've ever done that myself, to be honest. But in terms of intel denial mute, we have a mute jammer outside Moto door. Make sure it covers the door as always. We have a mute jammer bottom main. Now this won't cover the door, but it certainly will disrupt them as they're coming down main stairs with drones. We have a drone outside dirt on this leaf pile here. Yeah, make sure it covers the door, which it does. And then I put a drone to stop the oil drone. A drone? Why do I keep saying drone? A jammer to stop the oil drones. Oil pit drones coming down here. So in terms of site setup, we've got dirt reinforced and barricaded off, unless anyone's playing in there obviously, but dirt reinforced, barricaded off. We have a rotate through the middle of site there. I always make a cheeky little rotate here that just enables. I always play in the back end of Arsenal when I'm playing mute. So if they start making a heavy amount of vert in kitchen, I can just sneak out of the site here and move on and push up main and try and cause some trouble there. I make 2 shotgun holes at the back of Arsenal to hold main. You can hold that there or hold into Moto. Now you can also make these prone if you want to. I personally don't like doing so. I like making them a bit higher. Just here. And you can hold into Moto that way as well. Here is a really strong spot on Arsenal. You can hold from the hatch, and you're clear from dirt and from blue. You can hold both sides there. Okay, I'm actually going to do a third side for Clubhouse because gym bedroom is a fairly common site. So first thing first, there's a big old rotation hole that's tight into the walls we can there. The reason I want that so wide, I'll show you in a second, but you don't want it to just be a small one, you want it to be slightly wider. Then you make footholds all the way across the bottom of the gym wall. Hopefully there'll be someone like a Frost or a Castle that's also playing this site with you, so you don't have to do all these shotgun holes yourself. This wall will be reinforced and a vaultable rotate will be placed next to it. Obviously main breach reinforced. I then think the best way of holding this site is to extend into cache and hold cache as well. So we reinforced all 3 walls there and the 2 walls here. You then put lines across this wall. And now the extra wide rotate that you can see down there becomes relevant. You're not going to be holding this with an SMG11 unless you're an absolute god. I'm not, so when I play this site as mute, I don't play in here. But if you've got like a Wamai, is an ideal operator to hold here, or a Frost maybe. But you're going to be able to hold the jump in from gym, the jump in from master, and the jump in from construction. So that's the setup. Reinforce the external construction wall as well. So with the 2 on the main breach, the 1 there is 3. This makes 4. This makes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you'll sometimes have a mirror plane on here and we'll reinforce 1 wall there. But you've got a spare reinforcement to place it wherever you want to. In terms of where the mute jammers go, if you're playing wall denial mute, then we're going to obviously jam up this wall with 1 on the right hand side here. And then 1 a bit close to the drone hole. But make sure it's not shootable from the drone hole. If you're doing that, also barricade this wall, this door, sorry, which will defend those mute jammers a little bit from the window. If you're not playing wall denial mute, you still place the 1 jammer there. I then place a jammer top main, and also to protect the logi. And also place a jammer on the external construction wall to stop this getting opened. Then the final jammer is to help the guy in who's playing in cash. And pop that there. Now, there is a drone hole here, so there's a good argument to say you could punch out this stuff here and place the mute jammer on the table here. But then if you can't, unless you're going to put 2 mute jammers over here, which I don't really recommend you do, you can only stop the info from one side. So personally, I think the door is the best way of doing that. And that's how I set up here. Open the hatches on both sides of the sites, and that's you pretty much set up. What I'll then do is sometimes play Jim if I'm feeling brave. You just got to watch your feet from con. Failing that, I'll play back bedroom, which is this angle here, and just make sure you stay this side of the mattress and you don't get caught from the master bedroom window. From here, you can defend the jump in from Jim, the master window. You've got to just watch this because this will be a soft wall, so if this gets open, you're going to have to get a bit fruity and get into a fight in logi fairly early on if that's opened up. But you can hold main, master window, Jim window, con door. You can hold the breach jump in from the rotate as well. Yeah, it's a really powerful position to hold from here. Okay, so Chalet basement. If we're doing wall denial mute first, I'll show you what I do. We put a mute jammer on the wall to the left-hand side of the drone hole, not the right. If you put the mute jammer here, it's going to get shot from the drone hole. It used to be that's what people did because friendly electrification used to kill mute jammers. It doesn't anymore. So the mute jammer on the left-hand side of the drone hole is a much better option. It won't be able to be shot from the drone hole. Then 1 on the left-hand side of the wall, which will mean the whole wall's now muted off. And then finally, 1 on this wall, and 1 on the north wall. Put them a bit closer to the wall. So that's wall denial mute. If we're not playing wall denial mute, if we brought a bandit or a cade, I'll then put a mute jammer here, which will mute jam a little bit of the corridor and this doorway. It will be able to be shot from a tight angle here, but it's still in a half decent place. It's very difficult to mute off that area without it being able to get shot. I'll still leave 1 on that drone hole to prevent Twitch and Flores drones coming through. But I'll then put 1 here at the top of main stairs just under the window to prevent the drones coming in the window and going downstairs. You cannot shoot that mute jammer from the front door until you expose yourself quite a way around there. The sofas block that off. And then finally, I'll go and put 1 on the blue stairs or library stairs. About halfway down, you can get 1 sideways on here to block any drones coming down these stairs. Now, obviously, these mute jammers are able to be shot from certain locations like there, but it's going to do the job of just denying the opponent's intel before they can get to this sort of area on blue stairs. They don't know if someone's playing here, or just want to try and deny them as much info as possible. In terms of reinforcements on this site, we've got 1, 2 on the main breach, 1, 2 on the north wall, 1, 2 on the east wall. We've then got the hatch in dining, a single wall facing the breach, and then the hatch in connector, which is in a fireplace area. That's a total of 9 reinforcements. You've got a spare 1 if you want to go and play off site somewhere. I also like doing this wall because using breaching charge on this angle, I'll show you, actually gets you quite a decent angle down into sight. So imagine if we use the breaching charge on attack, and you can come down here and force a bit of a fight off main stairs. You can shoot out a bit more out as well. You can get a better angle into the bottom of the main stairs. As you can see from that. So yeah, I sometimes do that wall as well. I beg that we get rid of jukeboxes. So that's basement. Done and dusted. Okay, we're now upstairs on Chalet. We'll go wall denial mute first. I put 2 mute jammers this side. I put them in the corners of each wall because you'll usually get an Asher as a fear. I'll show you from main door below. Just from there. Using an impact or an ash charge to try and deny what's on the wall. If the Zof impact lands here, like in the middle of the wall, one of those 2 jammers will usually survive. I have seen it where both jammers survive actually, but that is quite rare. But at least one jammer will remain there. What I'll then do is put a jammer piano door. Oh, sorry, this is wall denial mute. I do apologise. One on solarium wall. And then one top solarium stairs. That's wall denial mute. You've got this wall and the mez wall, which are denied. If I'm not playing wall denial mute, that still remains there. If I'm playing intel denial mute, we take this from here. We put one on the balcony. Put it further to the right so it can't be shot. And then I take this from here. And put this here. And if I can just show you quickly how good of a intel denial that goes halfway across that door. Take the other mute jammer. And put that this side of this door. Now granted this can be shot from piano window, but if you're going to cause a situation where an attacker's got a peek a mute jammer to destroy it here, you're usually going to have someone playing around the piano area anyway, so if you've got to have an attacker peek this mute jammer, it just gives whoever's playing piano an opportunity to try and swing and get a kill there. But it'll still deny them intel until they realise where it is. So that's one this side of the door to protect sort of this half of piano door. On that side of the door. One K9 Belk, Ego Belk or Fluke Belk. And then one top solarium stairs. In terms of reinforcements for this site, we have the 2 walls on solarium. A single wall into bathroom with a hole made so you can challenge onto bathroom window. A rotate out of closet into piano. A rotate between master and office. So 3 walls onto... single wall onto piano and the 2 walls onto mez. I always leave feet holes here because 9 times out of 10 this wall's going to get opened by a Mav or they're going to get the denial off, whatever it's going to be. If that is the case, you can hold from piano. You can hold the entry into the site. Or you can deny the plant from behind half wall. So always leave this open because if you reinforce both of these and they open this wall, stopping them planting behind the half wall here is really tough. Now, like, no angle you can get will you be able to stop the plant unless you throw a C4 over. So yeah, leaving that open will just give you that option of being able to deny the plant and deny even the entry into site. I would actually make these holes aren't particularly good, but if you can make these a little bit lower, as they come into sight there, they're not even going to be able to see you this far back. With the holes being this high, it's not the best angle, to be honest. So yeah, so make those a little bit lower. I also sometimes, as I showed you to show the front door, I will make a line of sight down to the front door, and I'll hold a pixel. And the reason I'll do that, and I'll go down and show you, is because when the Ash or the Zof typically comes here and they'll shoot this out, this corner, sorry, and they'll sit here and they'll get the Zof impact nade or the Ash charge, and they'll try and shoot up there. You can see where you would be peeking there, and they're only going to peek this with an Ash charge or a Zof impact. They're not going to be able to challenge it. I've got quite a few kills from just pixel headshots from above there, looking down into this area. So that's definitely a good idea. But yeah, that's Chalet top floor. Okay, we are upstairs on Oregon. So wall denial mute first. We'll put one on the main breach, or the closet breach. We'll put one on top of the drone hole. From master. We'll put one top white. And we'll go and put one in attic as well. So this will deny attic wall, closet wall. It'll deny intel coming from the drone hole and master, which I'll go around the other side and show you now. This drone hole here. It'll also stop any Twitch drones or Flores drones going through there to try and get the denial off the closet wall. And the drone top white will stop any drone getting past about here. Coming up top white there. If I'm not playing wall denial mute, that top white mute jammer and the drone hole mute jammer will remain the same. I'll take this. I'll go and place this on big window, right in the corner. I'll then go and get the attic drone. Attic drone? What the hell? Get the attic jammer. And I'll place that just behind this pile here. Just pop that there. That prevents any drones coming past this area. They may well get attic wall open if the bandit or the Cade is removed. But when they're trying to drone down here to see if anyone's in pit as it's known, which is this area here, if anyone's playing here, or if anyone's playing here, the drone won't be getting past this wooden pile here to come and find out. If you don't want to put that there, or you don't want to put one on big window, the next best one in my opinion, I sometimes don't want to put one on big window. I'll go and put one over on master door on the balcony. It's probably the hottest drone area early on in the round. So if you put one of these here, far enough away from the door that it won't get shot, but close enough that it'll still cover all the door. Anyone who's playing in trophy early in the round will be relatively free from getting droned. Obviously, they'll still be able to see outside to an extent. But that's the mute jammer situation. In terms of reinforcements, 2 on closet wall, 2 on attic wall, 2 between attic and trophy. And rotate wise, a rotate between main dorm and kids, a rotate between kids and attic, and then a rotate top white. This is actually a really time-consuming site for mute, as most are actually, because it usually takes 3 or 4 rotations, 4 mute jammers, a couple of hatches you've got to open, and before you know it, you're into sort of 20 seconds, 2 minutes 40 gone in the prep phase, the action phase. I'm having a mare here. I also open both hatches, so the kids hatch and the attic hatch. Ta-da! That allows just for a quick rotate or flank up main if you need to. And when I'm playing mute in this site, I always play back kids here. So this allows for a flank, drop there, and come up white if I need to. I also will shoot out line of sight there, and we'll hold anyone coming through dining and coming from kitchen from big tower. You just got to be careful of nades that people will stand here and try and quick throw a nade through the hatch. But I've got quite a few kills just from holding this line of sight. Now, you can also reinforce this wall. I personally don't like to. I sometimes make a line of sight here as well, just to make anyone thinking that they're going to jump in through a big window there, just to make them think twice. If you reinforce this, unless you're going to come all the way around here and hold the big window from here, that gives them a free jump in because they know they haven't got to worry about getting crossfired from this wall here. So that's upstairs in Oregon, boxed off for both wall denial and intel denial. So let's go downstairs. Right then, we're in basement on Oregon. There isn't too much of a wall denial mute option to play here unless you're going to reinforce these 2 walls, which I recommend highly that you don't. So muting off and these 2 walls mainly is a bit pointless, to be honest. So first thing I'll do is put a mute jammer this side of this door, far enough away so it can't be shot there. It won't cover the whole door, but it'll cover enough. And then one this side here. This mute jammer here is to mainly stop Twitch drones and Flores drones getting down this this section here and shooting off the ADSs and destroying the shield that you'll no doubt have smoke or maybe a Tachanka or someone playing here. So that's 2 over there. I'll then go and put 1 bottom main. Now what I haven't said here is I will always barricade off main stairs. Always. It's very, very rare that a defender will need to go up main stairs at any point in the round unless you're doing a wild flank back to the hatch that's been opened. If that is the case, you can tear the barricade down. But if you can barricade this at the start of the round, there's so many times you see, especially in lower elos, where people rush down main stairs and people are in laundry here within 20 seconds and people are going, oh, I'm dead, there's 1 laundry. You see it so often. The other mute jammer that I'm going to put down is going to be just here at the bottom of freezer stairs. Yeah, it doesn't really cover all the stairs, so it's not going to be the best, but it is going to cause them some fuss as they come down. They think, well, this might get jammed if I come down here. Ideally, you'll have someone holding freezer anyway. From this sort of angle. Oh, hang on, try that again, shall we? From this sort of angle onto the stairs there. So, in terms of site setup, we've got 1 reinforcement, 2 reinforcement, only half done. A rotate for your Tachanka or smoke that's playing here later in the round to come through. And reinforce here once they... If the shield's gone, they can come back through and reinforce over that rotate to keep them out. They'll generally have someone playing what's called E-box, holding into blue. Don't over-peek it though, for crying out loud. There's nothing worse than the player in E-box dying within the first 30 seconds, and there's no challenge into blue. You're much more valuable alive on defense than you are dead. If it's, say, for example, a 3v3, a 3v3 is far more defender favored than attacker favored. If it's a 3v2 in favor of the attackers, that's a completely different story. So please look after your life, especially playing areas where I know, and I'm the same, you're absolutely begging to peek around because you think you can get a pick, but there's still going to be probably 2 or 3 people in blue there near the barrels waiting for you to peek there to pop your head off. So by all means, sort of crouch where they can't see you and fire a few shots. Maybe get a lucky headshot, but just look after your life playing in this area. You've also got a reinforcement here in E-box to protect you from the main stairs. So yeah, don't stand right up against the wall because you'll get shot from, I'll show you the line of sight. You can get wall bang from main stairs there. Yes, I keep calling that main stairs, sorry, from tower stairs. So yeah, play a little bit further back and just don't give your life up too easily. We've then got all 3 hatches done. So we've got the E-box hatch, the freezer hatch, and the main stairs. Actually got that right this time. The main stairs hatch are all done. We've then got a rotate between laundry and the main area. I don't even know what that's called. It's called supply room. I've never known that. But yeah, between laundry and supply. We've then also got to rotate out of closet just to escape so you can peek down to pillars there. There's also a line of sight from freezer. Ideally, you'll have someone holding that. But you can't get a decent angle, a long angle from the rotate that you just made here onto freezer. That there, I don't know if you can see that grey line. I'll fire a bullet there so you can just see a couple. That is the end of the freezer stairs, so you can actually hold anyone dropping down from freezer stairs. And I'll go around and show you where that is. I'll just make a road. No, I won't actually. I'll go around. I'm not ruining the site setup. I'm not doing it. So as you can see, that's where those bullets were lined in there. So anyone coming down from there, it's going to be a pretty decent pre-fire and pretty decent bit of game sense for them to know there's going to be someone there. So yeah, it's a decent angle to hold. And with that, that wraps it up. Thank you for watching. As I said earlier, if you use any of these setups and they work for you, and you get wins in ranked or casual or unranked or whatever you play, please let me know in the comments below. My socials are down in the corner now. I stream on Twitch 4 days a week. So give us a follow over there. Come and have a look on Twitter. And obviously, subscribe to me on YouTube. Thanks very much, troops.